Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to the Reptile Barn. I have a hopeful, but also potentially sad video. This is the beautiful clutch of babies that has an issue with their lower jaw, and I'm going to show you. So just be advised, it doesn't look normal. So if you're a little squeamish, maybe don't watch this next part. It's nothing grotesque, I don't think, but it's not normal. So, the breeding was a Super Mojave to... I'm sorry, not a Super Mojave. It was a Mystic Potion to a Mystic Russo Orange Dream Enchi. There we go. Got a bunch of beautiful babies here. So let me just jump right in and show you what I'm talking about. This looks like a Super Mystic to me. I don't think it's a... well, I'm not going to speak too soon. It could be an Orange Dream. I don't think so. I don't think it's an Enchi. I think it's just a Super Mystic. It's really pretty. Everything else looks really well formed. Absorbed his yolk really nicely. I'm going to just gently strain his head for just a moment so you can see what I'm talking about, though. Come here, little guy. There we go. Just like that. Do you see that? How short his lower jaw is? So that in and of itself isn't mostly what's concerning me. It's that gap there is exposed. And I don't think that is healthy. I don't know if he's going to get infections in there more easily or just dry out. It looks problematic to me. And they're all like that except one. I'll show you the one. By the way, I have one baby here who just did not shed. I've been waiting for days for this one baby and still hasn't shed, so I don't think it's going to this first time around. That happens every once in a while. I'm not sure why. I just get one baby that just doesn't shed until all the rest of them are on their second shed, and then all of a sudden it sheds. So I figured I'm just going to finally film this video. I don't want to wait any longer to set up the rest of these babies anyways. But yeah, this one has this bizarre jaw problem. See that? Put you aside. That just looked like a... Oh, I don't even know what that is. Until it sheds, I don't want to make a guess. This might be a Mystic Potion with something else. Maybe Enchi? I don't know. It's kind of difficult IDs here. And there's that jaw issue. Not quite as extreme as the last one. Really pretty babies here. And then there's this one that's just gorgeous. Look at the colors on this snake. Oh man, I think this one's Orange Dream and Enchi. I suspect this is a Russo Mystic Orange Dream Enchi. Really just beautiful. And then there's this mouth problem again. Again, not quite as extreme as the first one, but very noticeable. I don't know. Look at the colors, though. Really, really pretty. And then, for whatever reason, this baby here has a totally normal mouth. Nothing going on. So I have no idea why this one formed perfectly and is all normal, and the other ones aren't, but that's just how it went. So, that all being said, what am I going to do with these baby snakes? Well, with the ones with the deformity. You know, old school animal breeders, whether that's in agriculture or even the pet industry, would say you cull them. You don't want them perpetuating this, whatever this issue is. Their quality of life might be bad. You don't want it reflecting poorly on your business. You know, old school methods would say what I'm doing right now, putting them on YouTube, is idiotic. You don't want deformities associated with your animals. But I don't know. To me, that's completely dishonest, and um, I'm not really in that mindset, I guess. However, if they cannot eat, I will have no option but to euthanize them. And that would be a topic for a whole nother video that I hope to not have to make. But if they just literally can't eat, there's nothing I can do, and I'm completely unwilling to let them just slowly starve to death over the coming months. That to me is horrific. I'm not going to do that. So I'm really, really, really hoping that they will eat. But we will see. And I'm not sure if it's because the lower jaw is so reduced and it's affecting their balance, but they do seem to have, I'm not sure if they're just a little weaker right now because they're hatchlings. We'll have to see. But watch their head movement. They just seem a little bit unstable. Like they're not quite as strong as they should be. It doesn't really remind me of like a spider wobble or anything like that. It just looks like they're a little weak. So that's something I'm going to have to watch. And I'm a little surprised by because they absorb their yolks perfectly, as far as I can remember. But anyways, yeah, so it's unfortunate, but that's my first concern, is to make sure that they can eat. They obviously shed perfectly, other than that one weirdy guy down there, but I'm expecting him to shed fine. If they can eat, then we move on to what to do with them. Do I keep them all as pets? If I do decide to sell them, how do I do that ethically? I mean, I can mark them as pet only, not to be bred, but I can't enforce that. So I can have a long conversation with whoever does buy them so that I can kind of be confident that they're not going to breed them. And that isn't because I think that this is a hereditary trait. I don't. I suspect it was a developmental problem. Regardless, I don't think they should be bred because of the chance that it could be hereditary. It's a very small chance in my mind, but not impossible. So I don't want to risk that. I really don't think these should ever be bred in the future. But if they can eat and they're otherwise perfectly healthy, they would make beautiful, beautiful pets. So I'm not opposed to selling them if I'm convinced that it's the right buyer. So like I said, I'm not necessarily opposed to selling them, but I need to be pretty convinced that whoever it is okay with having it as just a pet. And I would not be charging what I would normally charge either for a fully developed snake. So anyways, I don't want to get too far into the business side of things. However, this is a business channel, and I think it's important to talk about still, just from a business perspective, this would have been a much more valuable clutch, right? If they were all healthy. That being said, my chief concern is, are they going to be able to eat? I really, really, really am worried about that. More so than, if I sell them, who I'm going to sell them to, and the money side of things. I just want to make sure that they are able to eat. And then I have to decide, what if they can't eat on their own, but they'll accept being assist-fed? I don't know. And then I got to decide, is that gap in their mouth going to cause their mouth to dry out and give them problems? That could be a thing. So whatever ends up happening with these guys, I'm going to have to hold on to them until I'm satisfied that they're going to be able to live healthy lives. And then I will let everyone know at that point. So let me know what you guys think is the ethical thing to do here. I'm pretty convinced that just immediate culling is not okay with me. I want to give them every chance I possibly can. I know that there are some people who still think that way, and that's fine, I guess, for them. I wouldn't feel good about that for my animals. But I also need to know that they're going to be well taken care of? What if they're okay, but they have special needs? There's just so many things to consider. So we're going to hold on to them for a little bit. I've talked to Caleb, and we're just going to have to play it by ear. We're going to wait until we know how they are and how they eat and everything before we make any decisions. But I'm always open to comments and suggestions from you guys that can be helpful. I've gotten a lot of good advice in the past, honestly, from comment sections. So I'm always happy to hear what you have to say. Yeah, so overall, I'm hopeful that they'll be okay, but I don't know anything yet. They just shed, and I will let you know once they have either eaten or once I'm convinced that they can't eat, and we will go from there. So that is all, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we're the Reptile Barn.